Welcome to Learning Tech from the back of my van. Outside we've got some trees, a couple of bins, perfect. In this video I'm going to briefly talk about how I got to this point, learning to code, how I got scared by AI and why I was probably wrong, and how I'm going to put this all into action so I can build my first product. So how did I get to this point? Well, I started my coding journey, if you can call it that, in 2023. I was looking for a different path, a new project, just something to get obsessed with. I saw an ad in a cafe. It was for a coding bootcamp. I went to the free class and thought, like, wow, these are powerful skills. You pay them like £5,500 and after 6 months you are almost guaranteed a job, which I really doubt holds up today in 2025. And anyway, it wasn't the job that I wanted, it was the skills that would eventually give me a flexible, location independent form of income. And it was fun, challenging, but it was fun. So I decided to download the bootcamp curriculum and I spent winter in my van in this field learning it all myself. And then AI came. AI exploded. It could code way better and faster than me, and it was improving by the day at a rate I could never keep up with. I panicked. Have I just wasted all these months learning to code? It just seemed crazy. Tech layoffs everywhere. It felt like I was just about to board a sinking ship. And I was glad that I didn't pay for the bootcamp. So I sort of shelved the whole coding thing and did what anyone would do. I drove to the desert, but even in the desert, coding was still on my mind. Anyway, fast forward to very recently, I realized I'd probably missed the point. AI might not be a direct threat. Instead, it can be the ultimate amplifier, supercharging what I've already learned and supercharging how I learn, as well as my productivity, creativity, all this stuff. This is clearly our new reality. There's no going back. So we might as well learn to ride this wave however long it lasts, or whatever it turns into. Yes, I'm looking at the whole coding, web development thing in a slightly different way now. And I'll be honest, learning coding and JavaScript on its own, like in isolation, is quite boring to me. Just like any tool, it's what you create with it. And that's where the excitement lies with me. Actually building stuff, not obsessing over tools, syntax, frameworks. It's actually making stuff. And this is what AI's opened up, I think. It lets you stay at this high creative level, more of a systems level, without getting lost in the weeds too soon. All the nitty-gritty can come later. But first, stay creative and get the idea down to build something quickly. So what's my learning strategy is now going to be like just-in-time learning. Learn what I need when I need it. Because learning everything up front, detached from the real world, is how school works. And we all know that doesn't really work. Instead, I'm going to pick a project, break it into parts, use a login, Stripe payment, email notifications, front-end UI, back-end functionality, and then figure out each part in sort of blocks, how they all connect together and work as one product. Probably the most important thing is to then analyze what worked and what didn't and repeat the process with that in mind. Build, learn, share, repeat. I don't know where this is going to lead, but this is the journey. The learning happens through the making stuff, through the building stuff. And by doing that, you increase your luck, your momentum, opportunities, and you gain not only the skills, but also the meta skills, productivity, learning to learn, learning to problem solve, all this stuff. So by doing all of this, these are the skills I hope to gain. Not master, but if I could just be a decent all-rounder. So obviously I want to build things, I want to be able to build stuff, apps, web apps. So if I have an idea, I know what to do, I know my tools, and I can get to the bare bones version. Design, I want to be able to create nice user interfaces that are pleasurable to use. And then I want to be working on and building up my entrepreneurial and business skills, because the above skills just on their own are no good if you can't communicate how they can be used to help others. And the last one is content creation skills. This is sort of like the meta skills, editing, talking to camera, all this stuff. As for the tools I'm going to use, well, my setup is this base model MacBook 2020, Cursor for my IDE, ChatGPT for general AI. Other tools, I'll be using free version of Notion for project management and just a notebook for thinking on paper. Noise cancelling headphones, I can't live without these now. These are crucial for focusing, especially in a van or in a little car park. That's pretty much it. That's where I'll sleep. That's where I'll make food and coffee. And this is where I'll park. So what's the next step? Well, it's probably a good idea to start learning Cursor. So I'll see you in the next one. If any of this stuff interests you, or you want to go on a similar journey, come join me. Subscribe if it interests you. Also, if you're further along on this journey than me, please, any tips and advice is more than welcome. Yeah,